So I'm headed over to Whitehorse, Yukon. We're doing a big community wellness gathering. I think it's a few days long, and I'm going to be doing a keynote one day on our 7 circles model and doing a workshop the next day, a community workshop. And that's what our work is. That's the type of work that we do. I do that through the Native Wellness Institute, which is a nonprofit. So we do that work through them, as well as just through our own private consulting, which is called Well for Culture. That's what Chelsea, my wife, and I, we started that together. We started putting it together in about 2013, and we launched it in about 2015. So yeah, we created the 7 circles model after some years of doing that work, and Chelsea and I did that, and then we wrote our book on it in 2022. So a lot of the consulting work that we do is training various types of healthcare providers at different capacity, both Native and non, and we do a lot of work within Native communities and Native organizations, and kind of more recently taking our work a little bit outside of Native country, but the focus is our people. But the wellness model is for people of all walks of life. Step count right now is only about 4,400, so I'm gonna get some steps in, got some time, and it's a 3.5 hour flight, so don't want to be sitting the whole time. I want to try to get some steps in and burn some energy, and that's why I'm wearing the this Ormorpho long sleeve right here. It's weighs about 2 pounds, so plus my backpack, adding a little bit of resistance. Step count is only about 4,400. Fortunately, my WestJet flight was delayed coming in to Vancouver. So I missed the connection here in Vancouver, so I got to stay the night. But it's not my fault, it's WestJet. They came here an hour late, and it was one of those scenarios where I had to exit out of customs or get my baggage from the baggage claim, exit from customs, and then go check in as if I'm a local. And I only had 30 minutes, and there's no way that's gonna get done. So travel agency is rebooking me and putting me on a room. So I have to stay here in Vancouver overnight because there's no more flights out. It's just such a small airline. That was the last flight. And it's so annoying when they just treat your luggage like shit. And you know, like, look, they broke off one of the wheels. Are they sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's all dark. I can't even see nothing. So I'm in the hotel room now, and the earliest flight they can get me out tomorrow is not until 1 o'clock.
At least you get to sleep.
Yeah, I get to sleep in, and shoot, I'm gonna go to the hot tub. Sorry, I'm enjoying myself. While you're at home.
Must be nice to be a man.
Yeah.
I would love to go to a hot tub when I'm at hotels alone, but I'm afraid of creeps.
God, I know. Creepos come sliding in. So, come here often?
I know. Ew.
You know, I'm something of a gemologist myself.
God. That was the best.
God.
I almost left you for that one.
He shot his shot.
I thought,
Thosh never notices my gems. Here's the dinner at the hotel. Every time I travel, I pretty much just get steak and veggies everywhere. I didn't know they were gonna put the steak sauce on there. I usually don't like steak sauce. It just adds a lot more calories. Yep, meat and veggies. At home, usually what I do, the coffee will steep, and I'll sit somewhere in the living room let that dawn light come in, and the sun is up a little bit more here, and it's overcast, of course. And so I open up those windows and I let that light come in, and I'll do my meditation. And the meditation I do is transcendental meditation. It's 20 minutes twice a day. And when you learn it, you get a mantra. And I learned this, like 13 years ago. And, there was a period where I would get off track and not meditate as much. But I've been really putting an effort to try to get my meditation again in the morning. I've always been pretty good about meditating in the morning before I have my coffee. And I got a cup right here, so I'm going to do my meditation and then get my cup of coffee on and get some movement. I have some time. My flight doesn't fly out. I don't get picked up till 11, and it's like 7:30 right now. It's something I attribute a lot of my wellness journey to the effects of transcendental meditation. It made me much more of a better person. It made me much more of who I already was and who I was meant to be. And I did learn meditation right around the time I had just quit drinking alcohol. So it's been really helpful in my sobriety journey as well. All right, it's time to get out of here. Go downstairs, see if I get something to eat, get some steak and eggs or something like that, and then I catch the shuttle and then get to the airport and get this last flight to Whitehorse. All right. This is the only jacket that I have that will keep me warm. It's this Canis, and I forget what the name of this one is. I want to say it's the Alps jacket by Canis Athlete. It's a hunting apparel, really high quality though, really high quality stuff. And I wore this last year in Yellowknife, and the weather was the same. It was like 10, 15 degrees, 10 below at night. And I did fine, because I'm not going to be out trudging around in the snow, so I just need something to get me from the car to the hotel, or from the, car to the event. So I just got in my room right here in Whitehorse, and got me in this nice little apartment style hotel here. So nice little comfy stay. Supposed to be here yesterday, but missed the flight in Vancouver. I had to stay the night. So I'm gonna get settled right here, and it's 4:40, and they're having a dinner at the Culture Center, which is it's across the street, in a couple hours. But I'm really hungry because I haven't eaten since like 10. And so I'm gonna grab something quick to eat here and get myself settled. Can I get that Arctic char? What comes on the side? Perfect. And then for an add-on, can I get extra char? Two.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Hey, you putting food together for two little rabbit girls?
For a rabbit mom.
Oh, rabbit mama.
And rabbit girl. She's eating too.
Hi, Weston.
Show Daddy what you're eating.
Hi, cutes. How come they don't care about me right now? Weston.
No, they were just all excited watching your video.
Now they don't care about me. Carrot's my favorite. Hello. Come say hi to Dada. Hi, cute. Did you send a cousin Elia a happy birthday note? A happy birthday video?
No.
Did you know it's her birthday today, and Auntie McCall?
Yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. No, it's Auntie McCall and Ate Elia birthday. Smells good. Ordered extra fillets, so I got a good amount here. It looks like a good 10 ounces. And a salad. Like what I said before, pretty much when I travel, I mostly just opt for meat and veggies. And then I also have those times where I, feel a little bit more, like I want to be a little bit more relaxed. I wouldn't say I eat strict. I just regulate my caloric intake most of the time. And, I go through various phases where, I lower my calories just a little bit below my basal metabolic rate, which is somewhere between usually around 1800 to 1950. And but right now I'm on a good roll of just getting my calories down, and every time I regulate my caloric intake, not only of course do I get leaner, but I feel much better. I don't have as much bloat. If I'm not regulating what I'm eating, then I find myself just bloated a lot. I feel heavy, I feel lethargic a lot. I feel like my face gets swollen from the sodium intake or water I'm retaining. I notice that as I get older, it's imperative that I really regulate what I'm eating.
Akik is like, or Akani is my opposite in the language of Shingyet. And really appreciate your words of charisma and enthusiasm for this gathering and around this discussion around wellness and healing, which is, of course, underpinned that foundation underneath everything is culture, is identity, is our languages. And this special, what am I here for? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, first language lesson, we are beside Chuni Kwan. Everyone say Chuni Kwan.
Chuni Kwan.
This is Kwanlin Cultural Center. And so, because beside the Chuni Kwan, it's really a special place for people to gather in this space. Dagashan A, the Kwanlin Dagashan K dancers, meet the Dagashan A. Dagashan means our relatives, and Elder Hazel Bunbury had given that the name K, which means amongst. So we're amongst our relatives. So even here at many meetings that we have here host for First Nations Indigenous people across Canada, it's a special thing to be amongst people because you find strength in that, you find connection, you find opportunities to learn and to engage in these important discussions. So this next song is called the Challenge Song. We're going to need about 4 courageous, loving, caring people that are willing to come up here and learn some words here. So I think it's very important that we invite Thosh.
Thank you. Konastish. Skuk siarik nya hajan on upjugik Thosh Collins. On kakamirat am javad amjud arjun sapentat kamnyoy sapentat kuk iya sapaichuka jante jivia. I wanted to say good morning and skuk siarik to you all, and my name is Thosh Collins, and I'm from the Salt River people down in what we now know as Arizona, that we originally called Ardshun, and we are right outside of the city of Phoenix. And I said that I was grateful to be standing here. I'm happy to be seeing each and every one of you and come here with good intentions. And I'm happy to be right here on top of the land right here of the Kwanlin Dun people. So, Sapentat Kakia, Amdam Kwanlin Dun Jovitka. Anytime I'm given the opportunity to come and speak before people, it's a real honor to be able to be given a stage to come up and to share ideas and to connect with people. It truly is an honor. So, once again, Sapentat, Imanya Sapai, to the elderly people that are in here. You know, I give thanks that you're here, and thank you for allowing me as a young person to come up and to speak before you. And everything that I'm sharing here in our wellness model, the 7 circles, is knowledge and information and lived experience from my community that was passed to me by my elders and knowledge keepers down in Akamir O'atam. Our initiative that we created, Well for Culture, has a wellness model here that we call 7 circles. And it's an Indigenous model for living well. Turn off our eyesight now and go ahead and sit in silence for a moment with your hands open. And let's take that deep breath in your nose. Long, slow exhale when you're ready. Go ahead and rub your hands together. Listen to the sound you're hearing. Go ahead and take another deep breath in your nose. And as you're rubbing your hands together, I want everyone to just not only think about, but just feel love. Feel that within your ear. Sometimes it helps you to think about something and someone you love so much with all of your heart. Maybe sometimes you're not able to show it to them. You're thinking it to them right now. Go ahead and breathe in again. Long exhale. And as you sit here and you're rubbing your hands together, you're thinking about how our hands are healing tools. There's a reason why we can push out nadai, fire, which is also medicine. Iakata, we push it out of our hands to heal, to touch, to give love. Those of you that are artists, you use that towards your art. Those of you that are musicians, singers, caretakers, those of you that bead or you make regalia, those of you that write, those of you that are teachers, those of you that are working in some capacity of healthcare, you're using your nanda, your fire. So now I want everyone, go ahead and open your eyes too if you had them closed. Slowly hover your nono of your hands in front of each other and bounce that energy there. Bounce that around, that fire that you have. Shake your head, yeah, if you feel your power there. Good. You feel that magnetic energy, that sensation? That's your power. That's your fire. And that fire, as I said, has always been with us since we were born. It was attached to us at birth. And no matter how many times we've been hurt, they never took your fire away. It's always with you. Sometimes our fire does burn dim when we are under stress, when we have endured grief, trauma, but we can always build that fire back up. We can always build that fire back up. I see some people really basking in their own fire, and that's good, especially some of our elders. You know, I say this collectively too, and take your time, elders that are doing that, reminding yourself of your power. I say that collectively because I'm thinking about all of us that indirectly and those of you that directly endured the grief from the residential school system and the boarding school system. They never took your power away. That your fire has always been with you. Healing and wellness is about building that fire up. And that fire, we put it in these different directions in our work, in our life, in our path. We put it into our vision that we have for ourselves. Who we want to be later today, next week, 5, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, however old you are at this time. That's our power. It's always with us. And I believe that healing and wellness is about acquiring tools and lifestyle habits that build that fire, that we can put it in different directions to take care of those around us that we love. Long day. Keynote at 8:30 to 9:30, and then I got rushed out to another place in the community to do, a workshop all day. And that workshop was from about 10 to 3:30, and that's usually what sort of the day trainings, community training workshops go around the 7 circles. You know, it's always very, very rewarding when people that already know our work, when they've already read the book, when they come up after and they share their stories of resilience or their stories of overcoming adversity and how something in the book resonated with them, or maybe they've seen us speak before or participated in a workshop before, and they always share there's something there that resonated, that's helped with their journey, and that's a real honor. And it's just really, it's just reaffirming how important this journey of healing and wellness is for our people, and how everyone in Native country who's doing that work, it's important. It's not just us. There's a lot of people doing that work, and it's all very important. But I wanted to share something else with you. One of the participants in the workshop, her name is Viola. She was actually Ojibwe, Anishinaabe from Saskatchewan that relocated here to Whitehorse. And she came up to me and to share with me something that really touched me. And she came up and she said, I want you to have this little card here that my granddaughter had made. And her granddaughter was named Raven. And unfortunately, Raven was only in her 20s and she died of an overdose in November of 2024. So not that long ago, very fresh in, the minds of her family. And after she passed, her grandma, Viola, found this in her belongings. It's called Raven's Instruction for Living Happily Ever After. And this is a remake. They copied it and they recreated it, but the original one she had, it was hand-drawn, it was handwritten, and it was a little bit tattered on the edges, and then she laminated it. So she made this, and it's something she's handing out to other youth, other Native youth out there. And it says, Raven's instructions for living happily ever after. Number 1 is respect myself and others. Number 2 is be trustworthy. Number 3, be kind to myself and others. Number 4, eat healthy and drink water. Number 5, be a lover, not a fighter. Don't hate the player, hate the game, is number 6. Number 7 is be creative. 8, family first. 9, think for myself. And number 10, nurture my mojo. I am a cuddler, don't hate, she says. And I read that and I was just, I was touched by that. To think that this girl wrote this, she was 14 years old when she wrote this, and she was in a group home trying to heal herself. And unfortunately, addiction went on to take her, and she didn't get to live this out. And not only am I touched by, of course, the tragic way she went in addiction and overdose, but the fact that at 14 she knew the teachings to live well. And that goes with what I always say, is that children are born with love, kindness, and empathy. respect. Children are born that, they have to be fostered that. And this young lady had that. And she didn't get to play it out because of this disease of addiction. But addiction is a disease, and that's not a metaphor. That's a proven fact. It's a disease of the mind, of the heart. And us as Native people understand that it's a disease of mind, heart, body, and spirit as a result of grief and trauma. And healing is the answer for that. So, I was really touched by that. And I really thank that Grandma Viola is her name, Miigwech to Viola, for sharing that with me. And I told her, I says, I will carry those teachings with me. And I'll carry this little card and I'll share it with other people. So here I am sharing right now Raven's instructions for living happily ever after. And no doubt she's in the spirit world now. She is living happily ever after, as the place that she's at is more beautiful than we can imagine as human beings. It's a beautiful place where there's no more hurt and pain. And she's living that out now. I always set a little schedule for myself when I travel alone, to be up by a certain time, to be dressed by a certain time, and out the door a certain time. And I set a couple of alarms, but I'm pretty good at just popping up. I'm not the type that the alarm goes off and I lay there. Usually get right up and get going. And in the mornings when I wake up, one of my rules is not getting on social media right away. I get up, like I said, usually, I meditate right away. I didn't meditate this time just because we have such a short amount of time to, get up and out. Sometimes I'll meditate on the plane when I get there. But I don't get on social media right away. And immediately I sit down and, I have my coffee and visualizing the day and visualizing how I want this day to play out and how I respond today to the world as I'm going through it. Will I be clear-headed and kind in my responses? And that's what the way I always want to be, especially when you're going through the world and dealing with people that you don't know. And so those are the things I think about. All right, so back home I am. Quick little 3.5, 4-day trip. Went good. Every time I take a trip before I leave the house with Chelsea and the girls, we always smudge and do a little prayer. And even when Chelsea leaves too, one of the things that we try to manifest in our prayer there is of course safe travel, and that we always say that may the path be clear, and that the Ba'agiakta, the eagle medicine, eagle always fly with us and clear the path for us and keep us out of harm's way. And I pray for always a good experience, like going to a new place, or even if it's a place you've already been, going there and manifesting a positive learning experience of some sort. And the other important aspect of that is visualizing coming back home. One of the things I'm visualizing is me coming back home. I visualize pulling back up, coming back in, and being greeted by Chelsea and the girls. And that's the same too for when Chelsea goes on a trip. I visualize her coming back into the door and us greeting them and the dog barking at her and happy to see her and the girls happy. Hi, loves.
No, Dad, but then you know where we are.
Okay, pretend we don't know where you are.
Welcome home.
Thank you, love.
Yay, you made it.